The big difference between grass-fed meat and factory farm meat is going to be the omega-3 to 6 ratio, right? Grass-fed meat is going to be a lot higher in omega-3s.
Line them up, knock them down, yeah. They said it was a grind. They said it takes time, yeah, I know. I guess they weren't lying. Every time I try to climb, they cut the rope. I fell straight to the bottom, got problems, I don't really want to talk about them, no. I've been down this road too many times to be afraid. I close my eyes when I walk down it.
What's going on, YouTube? You're back with the Prez. We're in the kitchen this morning, and it's been a while since I brought you one of these videos. Today you're going to be seeing a full day of eating update. So it's about 6:45 a.m. Been up for about a half hour. First thing I do, feed my dog. And like always, guys, first thing in the morning, as soon as I get out of bed, 10 ounces of warm water, and on the last sip, take a shot of apple cider vinegar. Every time I do that, got me going to the bathroom within 10 minutes. So if you guys ever plan on weighing yourselves, you guys want to take your weight first thing in the morning. This morning I woke, and this morning I weighed in right after using the bathroom at 161. Remember, guys, I've been trying to put on weight slowly. I've been going to bed only around 163, 164, waking up around 161. I was eating around 3,200 calories for the past month, and just as of late, I increased my calories back up to 3,300. So slowly increasing the calories every couple of weeks, every 4 to 5 weeks. So really trying to put on solid muscle and minimize the body fat. Every year I go into a bulk during the winter. I always end up putting a little too much body fat on. This time I'm trying to maintain it. So look, guys, you guys know I'm very simple with the breakfast. Little different from what you guys are used to seeing. So it's going to be a total 4 ingredient breakfast today. You're not going to see sauerkraut. You're not going to see bone broth. I have not been eating bone broth in the mornings as religiously. I've actually been saving that more towards middle of the day when I have a post-workout meal. I've been using it to coat my rice with. The reason why I'm not eating sauerkraut is I've been eating a little more full fat. Well, this is 4% milk fat, whole yogurt, right? I did a food test a few weeks back, and it actually came back that I could handle yogurt, so I tried to add a little bit of yogurt in. In the beginning, I was still doing the sauerkraut with the yogurt, but I felt like too much fermentation from the sauerkraut, and the yogurt was giving me a little bit of gas in the mornings. I'm trying to eliminate gas. Also, you guys know I'm very big on eating lots of eggs. I typically would have 4 to 6 eggs in the morning, and when I did that food test, it came back that I may have a slight intolerance to eggs. Now, that could happen when you eat a food too often. So the first thing I did was I cut back my egg consumption, and I noticed a big difference. So I usually, like I said, was eating around 4 to 6 eggs a day. Now I keep it to 2 to 3 max. So this morning's breakfast is going to consist of a cup, and I'm using the Siggy's 4% Icelandic skyr or strained whole milk yogurt. Only got 5 grams of sugar, 18 grams of protein per serving, and only 7 grams of fat per serving. So I'm getting 18 grams of protein from the yogurt. I'm going to use 3 whole eggs today, which is going to give me about another 20 grams of protein. And then we're going to throw in some bacon. I've been switching up between bacon and Canadian bacon as of late. When I have Canadian bacon, it is leaner and higher in protein. When I have the Canadian bacon, I've been only eating 2 eggs. So 1 cup of yogurt, 2 or 3 eggs, and if I have bacon, it's 3 eggs. I have Canadian bacon, it's 2 eggs. And I top the yogurt with some organic blueberries. And look, guys, it's 6:51 right now. I'm going to cook this meal up. I'll see you when it's all plated, and I'll show you. It's going to take me probably less than 10 minutes to prepare. So if you guys, listen, there's no excuses. It's a lot easier and simple to prepare your meals and cook them on the spot than it is for you guys to go order, right? As long as you have the ingredients ready, I definitely recommend. If you have to wake up an extra 10 minutes early, wake up. You're going to feel better when you make your own food, and you're going to know what you're consuming. So meal number 1, like I said, eggs, whole milk, full fat yogurt. I got bacon and blueberries. Simple 4 ingredient foods. Remember, everything is whole. All whole foods based. So I'll see you guys when it's plated. Let's get it. Alright, guys, you can see not the prettiest eggs this morning. They all broke on me, but we got 3 eggs there. We got bacon. We got the yogurt with blueberries. And look, you guys saw I started cooking around 6:51. It's 7:01. I plated it, set the camera up. So 10 minutes total. Food was done. And like always, guys, you know I'm big on taking supplements, taking care of my health. So every morning after we eat, We down some Griffin Moss, which is sea moss. If you guys need the code, you guys could check out at Griffin Moss. I'll put the link in the description. You could use code PREZ1. Every morning, I take my organ supplements. This consists of, look, grass-fed, grass-finished beef organs. And what do we have in here? You guys have seen this before. We got grass-fed liver, grass-fed heart, grass-fed kidney, grass-fed pancreas, and grass-fed spleen. Remember, organ meats are extremely nutrient dense. We got some vitamin D, very important if you're not in the sun often enough. I always take my vitamin C. Liposomal vitamin C is the most absorbable in the body. We got magnesium threonate, which is again the most absorbable type of magnesium you could take. It's the only one that crosses the blood-brain barrier. And like always, guys, we got vitamin E, really good for skin, hair, all that health. So we got 3 eggs, bacon, blueberries with yogurt. And if you guys are wondering, it's 170 grams of yogurt. That's 1 serving. We got 140 grams of blueberries, just about a cup. And again, 3 eggs, bacon. It is now 7:02 in the morning, and we are about to get this breakfast in. See you guys at the pre-workout meal. And so I just want to mention, you guys have heard so many times in the past me talk about sauerkraut and the benefits of eating it first thing in the morning. If you guys wonder, look, I still keep it on deck. I actually got 3 sauerkrauts on deck right now. But like I said, I stopped eating it first thing in the morning when I'm mixing it with yogurt. I cannot handle both. It definitely causes too much gas within my body. Now, the reason why we switched it off, things get boring, guys. You guys got to learn to play with your diet and make it enjoyable. I don't like to eat the same foods for months and months and months on end. Eventually, I'm going to get boring and want to switch it up. So, like I said, lately I've been eating the yogurt with the blueberries first. Remember, the yogurts are full of probiotics, also very good for gut health. After I eat the yogurt, that's when I start eating the eggs and the bacon. I just want to let you guys know on that. Don't think we're not using sauerkraut anymore. You guys can see we got 3 on deck, and I typically eat that later on in the day with the post-workout meal or whenever I feel like having the sauerkraut. So let me finish my breakfast right now. See you at the pre-workout. Alright guys, back in the kitchen for meal number 2, which is my pre-workout meal. So as you guys saw, the first meal of the day, breakfast, and has always been for pretty much every video that you guys see, I always like to eat like this. I pretty much keep it to more protein and fat based, right? You're really going to see minimal carbs in the breakfast. You're going to get a little carbs from the blueberries and a little bit of carbs in that yogurt. And if I was eating sauerkraut, that would have a little bit of carbs in it also. But the eggs, the bacon, it's pretty much just meat and protein. And pretty much just protein and fat coming from the meat sources, right? So now, as of late, for the past couple months, I've been really increasing my carbohydrate intake. I've said this in the past. Remember, when you guys are in a surplus, meaning you're eating more than you're burning, protein is spared. That means you're not going to have to intake as much protein as you would as if you were on a cut or if I was on a cut, right? Remember, when you're in a deficit, protein is the most satiating macronutrient. So if you're decreasing your overall calorie intake, the best way to stay satiated is to consume protein-rich foods because, again, protein is the most satiating macronutrient. And when you're on a cut, typically you want to end up cutting either fats or carbs down a little bit to keep you in that deficit. But when you're in a surplus, you don't have to eat as much protein. I still always recommend getting a minimum of 1 gram per pound, but when I'm on a cut, sometimes I'm eating way higher on the end of like 1.5 grams per pound, hitting like over almost 250 grams of protein a day. And one supplement that I found to be very, very beneficial from when I was cutting to even more so now that I'm in a surplus and I'm intaking a lot more calories. Listen, I found this supplement through a podcast I listened to. It's called NASM by Optimizers. I actually just got an affiliate link with them too, so I'll put that in the description. Look, this is digestive enzymes. They're going to help you digest and assimilate all that food that you're taking in. So especially if you're eating high protein diets, this is going to have the digestive enzymes to specifically help you break down protein. If you go on their website, they basically describe it as you could turn 1 gram of protein into almost 3 grams, right? Because you're absorbing so much more than you would be if you didn't have this enzyme in your system, right? So another great thing, so when you're cutting and you're eating high protein, it's going to really help you utilize and absorb that protein. And when I'm in a surplus, eating more calories than I burn, sometimes big meals can cause a little bit of gas, stomach distress, right? Gas, bloating. This really helps to minimize those problems. And that's why you guys don't see me eating too many vegetables. I keep the food sources very simple, right? The foods that are easiest for me to digest on as it is. But I always like to throw these in as of recent, and as I've noticed, a whole bunch of other benefits too. Digestive enzymes, they're known to promote healing too. If you take these in high doses, they decrease inflammation in the body. If you have joint pains, my elbow for instance, ever since I started taking these in high doses, elbow pain is almost completely gone. I've been able to perform a lot better. But now let's get into the pre-workout meal. Like I said, pre-workout now, I like to keep it more carb heavy, right? So the majority of the calories are going to come from carbohydrates. Again, very simple, one ingredient food. So here we have the staple cream of rice, right? Every day pre-workout now, I've been eating 80 grams of cream of rice. So I already have it set up. 80 grams is 2 servings. I have 10 ounces of water, and that's it. So I put cream of rice in the microwave, heat it up for 2 minutes. That's ready. I top it with half of a serving, 70 grams, which is half a cup of frozen blueberries. Once this cream of rice comes out of the microwave steaming hot, I throw these frozen blueberries in it. They melt instantly, gives it a nice texture. And the only fat source that I put in, I throw a little bit of this grain-free granola. Very low in fat, still high carbohydrates and protein, but only 11 grams of fat. So this pre-workout meal is very carb-rich. As I've been doing, you guys have seen pretty much on all my prior videos, I always drink that green shake where I put bananas, spinach, peanut butter, protein, all that in the pre-workout shake. Now, ever since I started eating the cream of rice as opposed to drinking the shake, I've noticed that my glycogen stores and I can perform way better. I'm able to produce way more effort in the gym having cream of rice as a carb source as opposed to fruits and vegetables, right? So this is going to be almost a fast to medium digesting carb, rice. Basically, it's white rice just in cream of rice form. And what I also have on the side, guys, is, I already have it out, just 1 scoop, which is only 20 grams of protein and 10 ounces of water. So I put whey protein now as opposed to the vegan protein. When I was eating the vegan protein, I was getting a little more bloated. So 80 grams of cream of rice, put 70 grams of frozen blueberries, and 1 serving of this gluten-free, grain-free granola, which is 30 grams, on top of the cream of rice. And just to sweeten it up, guys, I don't put honey or anything, but you guys have seen me use in the past. I like to use stevia, so I put a few drops of stevia in. And like I said, I'm going to eat this. It's 10:15 in the morning. You guys saw I finished breakfast around 7. So I'll be, in 2 minutes when I put this in the microwave, it'll be ready to eat. And by 10:30, I'll be done eating, and I train around 12 o'clock. You guys know I like to have a pre-workout. I'll see you guys en route to the training session, talking about what I put in the pre-workout meal. And once this meal is prepared in like 2-3 minutes, I will talk to you guys again and show you it fully set up. So this is the pre-workout meal. This is 3 hours after meal 1, and this is where I pretty much intake the majority of the carbohydrates, because now the carbohydrates are going to be my primary fuel source for this routine. So see you guys when it's ready. Let's get it. Alright guys, about 3 minutes later, the meal is ready. So before I eat, I'm going to take 3 biooptimizers of the masszymes, digestive enzymes. They're going to help me absorb and assimilate all the protein and carbs in this meal. And like you guys know, like I said, 1 scoop of whey and 10 ounces of water. And again, we got 80 grams of cream of rice, 70 grams of frozen blueberries, 30 grams of gluten-free, grain-free granola. And if you guys are wondering, I use the brand called Simply Elizabeth. They make great grain-free products. So 3 capsules. I'm going to put this down. And it's now 10:20. We'll be training by 12 p.m. So I like to eat the pre-workout meal about 90 minutes, sometimes 2 hours prior to training. And that's how I get my best pumps. And always, guys, we got extra water that we've been sipping on all morning. Make sure you're hydrated. Being hydrated prior to getting into your workouts are going to really help with the pump. So, see you guys at the pre-workout. Let's get it. Alright guys, getting the pre-workout drink ready. It's only 11 a.m. I told you I'm not going to be training until 12. I only ate the pre-workout meal about 40 minutes ago. But I'm getting the drink ready, and I will drink it on my way to the park around 11:45. But what I use, guys, I've showed this to you in the past. 1 scoop or 1 serving, which is 2 scoops of this Pro Mix Nutrition pre-workout. It just has 4 simple ingredients, guys. It has beta-alanine, taurine, L-tyrosine, and caffeine. Now, obviously you guys know caffeine is a stimulant. It's supposed to give you energy to go into your workouts, right? That's why you see it, a very common ingredient in pre-workouts. Taurine, it's an amino acid that basically increases dopamine production in the body. Remember, dopamine is like a mood elevator, so it basically says it gets you in a better mental state preparing you to go into your training or whatever you're going into. L-tyrosine is another amino acid, which I'm pretty sure it's responsible for, I think it just aids in endurance, and beta-alanine, as you guys know, you guys know, that's the one that gives you the tingles when you take it. And beta-alanine, that has been proven in studies to help with work capacity, basically more, again, helps you with endurance when you're doing intense exercise, basically making you be able to produce more repetitions or work out harder and harder for a longer period of time. So 4 simple ingredients in the pre-workout, and it's an 8 ounce of water. I'll sip on this, like I said, on my way to the park around 11:45. I'm just setting it up right now. And like always, guys, in my intra workout, we just got 1 scoop of aminos, glutamine, creatine, and we put 3 biooptimizers, digestive enzymes in there, because again, the digestive enzymes will help that amino acids and all that, when it's put into my bloodstream, be utilized and absorbed better. So I'll see you guys at the workout. Let's get it, guys. Alright guys, so we just got to the park. You guys saw the pre-workout, so I sipped on that about 10 minutes before I got here. And so today's routine is going to be a full strength and hypertrophy based workout. You guys know my day 1 of my routine. I train shoulders and back, so we're getting back on the typical program that I'm on. So it's going to be a strength and a hypertrophy session for shoulders and back. And I'll see you guys at the post-workout meal. Let's go. Alright guys, we're back in the kitchen, and it's ready for the post-workout meal. So I just finished training about 30-40 minutes ago. In between that time, I finished sipping on my aminos, my creatine, my glutamine. Now we're going to get into the post-workout meal. So, like always, guys, you guys know a staple in my diet, post-workout, simple white rice. So I got the white rice ready in the cooker. I set that up prior to even getting to the gym, or getting to the park to train, I should say. So now, like always, guys, you know I like to have some type of meat. Best source of protein you're going to get is going to come from red meat, fish, things like that. I'm very big on eating red meat. And lately, all I've been doing is getting all my meat, so you guys can see. I have no affiliation to this company, but hopefully they see enough tags, maybe they'll start sponsoring me. Force of Nature, listen, they're based out of, I think, Texas. All their meat is grass-fed. They have a ton of wild game, such as elk, which I'm going to be eating right now. So I have 7 ounces of ground elk. I already marinated it just with salt, pepper, garlic. Have it going. I got the pan going. Medium heat right now. And all I do, like always, guys, I spray the pan. 0 calorie olive oil spray. So we're going to be eating 7 ounces of this ground elk, 100% grass-fed. Remember, guys, the big difference between grass-fed meat and factory farm meat is going to be the omega-3 to 6 ratio, right? Grass-fed meat is going to be a lot higher in omega-3s. Omega-3s are much more beneficial for the body. Omega-6s are known to increase inflammation. And nowadays, in the typical American diet, the ratio of omega-6s to 3s is around 20 to 1. Ideally, you want to be at around 1-to-1 ratio of omega-6s to 3s for perfect balance in the body, but it's almost impossible to get that. But you could get it lower by eating more quality grass-fed meat, bringing your omega-3 levels up. So lowering that ratio almost down to 2-to-1, maybe 3-to-1, is going to dramatically help improve health and performance, and you'll be feeling better. So 7 ounces ground elk, and I'll mix that with 200 grams of white rice, and when it's plated, I'll show you guys the final product. Let me cook this up, and again, it's 2:07 right now. By the time I'm eating, it'll be around 2:15. The latest. Very easy to prepare, guys. See you there. Alright, guys, and the food is done, plated. You can see it's steaming. We got 200 grams of white rice. I weighed that out. You guys saw 7 ounces of ground elk. And we started cooking this around 2:07, 2:08. It's 2:15. The whole entire meal is ready. Look, the elk only took about 4 minutes to cook, but it's been sitting, letting it cool off. I had the rice already in the cooker, ready to go. So one thing I always say, guys, if you fail to plan, you could plan on failing, and that goes for everything, right? Take the extra effort to prep and plan whatever it is in life, and I guarantee you, you'll have better results. So, 7 ounces of ground elk, 200 grams of white rice, simple, fast digesting carbs, quality protein post-workout, and you guys can see I usually keep the carbs, the majority of the carbs in the diet, between the pre and the post-workout meal for the energy and for replenishment. So, as soon as I'm done with that, whatever scraps are left over, Mr. Scrap is going to eat them because he eats good too. And I'll see you guys at dinner. Alright guys, it's now 6 p.m. and now I'm eating my dinner meal, which is probably pretty much the last large meal I'm gonna have. I'll have a few snacks after this to top off the rest of my calories. Remember, 3,300 calories total in the day. So, compliments of beautiful Jacqueline tonight. She made me 8 ounces of grilled chicken. We have another 200 grams of white rice. And we have a half a bag of baby spinach. And we just sauteed that up, a little bit of olive oil, salt, pepper, garlic. Scrap is already trying to eat the food. So, when I eat this, I'm going to throw a little bit of what I've been using for some flavor sometimes. It's Chipotle mayonnaise, but this is a really good brand by Sir Kensington's. So, a little bit of flavor on top of the chicken, 200 grams of white rice, baby spinach, 8 ounces of chicken, like I said. So, this is the meal this is the 4th meal of the day. Remember, I have breakfast, pre-workout meal, post-workout meal, dinner, and then I'm going to finish off with some snacks to top off the 3,300 calories. Alright guys, dinner's done. Now it's time to wrap up the rest of the calories with what I consider dessert or my late night snacks, which I literally have every single day. I always account for the foods that I want to have, whether it be cookies, if I want to have a brownie, whatever dessert I want to have, I always account for it. But look, I don't have that big of a sweet tooth where I'm eating cookies or brownies and things like that on the regular. But I like to consider my peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, my chocolate covered almonds, those are my snacks, right? So before I even eat everything, I always put it in my MyFitnessPal to track. So right after dinner, after that grilled chicken meal, I was at just about 2,300 calories for the day. So typically what I eat late night, what I like to do, I've been eating these gluten-free English muffins. One muffin is 220 calories. They consider a serving size of these only half a muffin. So I actually eat 3 total servings, so 1 whole muffin and a half, so 1.5 muffins. And I top that with 1 serving of peanut butter, actually 1.5 servings of peanut butter total, so 1 full serving per 1 whole English muffin. Remember, it's 1.5 English muffin, so it's going to be about 46 to 48 grams of peanut butter. We're going to put 1 serving total across all 3 slices of the English muffin, which is 21 grams of honey, and we're going to finish it off, like I said, with my chocolate covered almonds by Hugh Kitchen. I used to eat at this restaurant all the time back in New York City when they were a restaurant. They closed down, unfortunately. Now they just make chocolate, but it's probably the best chocolate you're ever going to find. All paleo friendly. You're never going to find any fillers or sweeteners in this. Everything there is top notch. So to wrap off the day, I'm going to be finishing off the calories around just under 3,300. I'm going to be at 3,280, and I will show you that on screen. And I'll show you guys. I'll just go through it. Total for the day, we hit a total protein of 220 grams. That's about 1.2 to 1.3 grams per pound, maybe a little closer to that 1.3 grams per pound of body weight on the higher end. But that's just because, listen guys, every meal I eat, there's protein in it. There's protein in this meal. Regardless, you're going to get protein. Fat 105 grams and a total carb count of 351 grams for the day, which gives me a 44% total macros from carbs. 29% of my macros coming from fat and 27% of my macros coming from protein. Remember, when you're in a surplus, protein is sparing, meaning you're not going to be pulling from energy reserves from your muscles. As long as you have a sufficient amount of calories, your body will use those excess calories first before tapping into muscle for energy. So, I'm going to cook up this English muffin now. I'm going to heat it up. It's going to take about 10 minutes to cook because they are cold. They do stay in the refrigerator. So I definitely recommend if you guys are eat gluten-free like me and you like your English muffins or treats like that. I like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and I don't really find many good gluten-free options for bread. I do eat sourdough here and there, but too much sourdough I notice does cause a little bit of inflammation in my body. But these gluten-free English muffins, I can handle them good. They're from the brand Food for Life. So like I said, 1.5 servings, which is 1.5 muffins. And actually 3 total servings, 1.5 muffins, so it's going to be 3 slices. 1.5 servings of the almonds. 1 serving is 28 grams, so I'm going to have 1.5 total servings. And total macro calorie count for the day is 3,280 calories. And the goal is 3,300, but then again, guys, remember, holidays are coming up. There are going to be days when we're probably going to eat a little over the 3,300, so it's all balanced. Whatever your total number is for the week, that's what you really want to look forward to, right? So just to break it in simple terms, imagine you guys ate a calorie intake of only 2,000 calories per day. Times that by 7 days. That means throughout 7 days you would eat a total of 14,000 calories. You guys could split that up. You guys could eat 1,000 calories on day 1, 1,000 calories on day 2, 3,000 calories on day 3, 3,000 calories on day 4, and so on until you hit the 14,000 total calories. It doesn't have to be 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000 for the 7 days. You guys got to learn how to manipulate it and play with it. That's what gives diet flexibility, right? Eat more when you want and eat a little less on the days where you don't have a reason to eat more. So this is a full day of eating for you guys. I hope this gave you a little insight of what I'm at right now and how I'm going about this bulk. And you guys can see we're maintaining pretty lean body fat right now, and I'm getting stronger. That's the key, guys. When you're getting stronger in your lifts or in the gym, whatever movement you're doing, progressive overload is a lot easier when you're in a surplus, right? You always have that more energy to work off and push through extra repetitions, and you're always stronger. But to ensure that you're progressing, seeing those numbers go up is a good sign. That means the size that you're putting on should be quality muscle as opposed to excess fat. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, full day of eating, 3,300 calories. Like always, guys, leave a comment. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video, it helps the algorithm. And again, if you leave a comment, I always get back to you guys. If you have a question, leave it in the comment section. Hope you enjoy this, guys. Peace out. BARNATURALS.
For a die, I'm top 3. For a die, I'm top 3. For a die, look.